BookTube. This is the 10 most influential films tag.
I got my ticket for the long way round. 2 bottle whiskey for the way.
I was tagged by Estelle over at Audham Entha. I love her so much. I really love her. She's French and she lives in Tokyo, and you should check her out because she loves all these crazy things, and she does love cats, which I totally respect. I personally hate cats, but I love dogs, and I have to say I do have many redeeming qualities. Loving cats is not one of them, sadly. But anyway, let's get on to the tag. These are just films that have had an influence in my life at various times in my life. At number 10 is The Sword and the Stone. This is a Disney movie and it came out in 1963. I don't know when it was that I saw it, and it's not that great of a movie. It's not one of my favorite Disney movies, but it means something to me because I was never a daddy's girl, and my dad wasn't a daddy, kind of a person. But he came home from work one night and he said, "Jenny, go get in the car." And he said it just like that. And I thought, oh crap, I'm in trouble. And I did get in the car, and he and I went to see The Sword and the Stone. So it's one of my very precious memories of him. He died when I was 11, and that's a precious memory for me. Number 9 on the list is Star Wars, Episode 4. Episode 4 means so much to me. It was directed by George Lucas, and it came out in 1977. That's the year I graduated from high school, and my boyfriend and I went to see it during that summer, and we walked out of the movie and I was breathless. I was stunned by this movie. And I looked at him and he said, "That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life." And I thought, this relationship is over. Number 8 is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. This came out in 1975 and it was directed by Terry Gilliam and Terry Jones. Now, this means a lot to me because when I was in college, I ran with this crowd. And we lived in Cincinnati, Ohio, all of us, and we would go up to an area of Cincinnati called Mount Adams. And there was a little theater up there, and they only played 2 movies. They played Monty Python and the Holy Grail and Harold and Maude. So at any given time, you could just go up there and watch it. And I swear, I have seen this movie with those people, I bet, 50 times. So I feel like Wade in Ready Player One because I can pretty much quote the whole thing. Number 7 is Fried Green Tomatoes, which came out in 1991 and was directed by John Avnet. This is a wonderful movie about the friendships of women. Number 6 is The Princess Bride. This came out in 1987 and was directed by Rob Reiner. Who doesn't love this movie? It's like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. You should be able to quote the whole thing. And although I can't quote the whole thing, I can probably quote quite a lot of it. Cary Elwes honestly went downhill from this movie. I truly believe that. He is so cute as the Dread Pirate Roberts. So, anyway, as you wish. Number 5 is Steel Magnolias. This came out in 1989 and was directed by Herbert Ross. I love this movie. This is kind of a chick flick movie, but it's a group of women that are incredible. Just this whole cast is wonderful. And I don't know if this struck me at a time in my life where I had a lot of friends around me as women or what, but I adore this movie. Number 4 is The Abyss. This came out in 1989 and was directed by James Cameron. I think it is one of the best sci-fi movies ever made. It is aliens under the ocean. And, some of the scenes in this movie, I'm babbling, but I could just watch this movie over and over and over again. I love the characters. I love the story. It's just incredible. Number 3 is Up. I love this movie. It came out in 2009 and was directed by Bob Peterson and Pete Docter. And, what do I need to say? Russell and Carl and Doug the dog. Oh my gosh, I just love that movie so much. It has such a poignant message about, when you don't belong and kind of you feel useless, and the fact that there is always value in a person. The first 10 minutes of that movie I could hardly watch. They make me cry every time. And one of my favorite songs that my daughter Jenna will play me on the piano, it's the song that goes with that first 10 minutes, which is basically the story of Carl's early life with his wife. I love that movie so much. Number 2 on my list is Amelie. This came out in 2001 and was directed by Jean-Pierre Jeunet. Oh, Audrey Tautou. The effects, the special effects in this movie, the story, oh my gosh, I love it so, so much. I think my favorite scene in this movie is maybe I'm wrong, loving you feel like oh my gosh, most incredible effect for that moment. Oh my gosh, this movie is chock full of those. I'm pretty sure it's subtitled in English, so the French is beautiful. I love French as a language anyway, so yeah. Number 1 on my list is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. This was directed by David Fincher and it came out in 2008. This movie is spectacular. It's the story in itself, it's based on a short story, and the story itself is just, the way that they've handled it is so amazing. It's set in New Orleans and it's about Benjamin Button, who is old when he is born and he's moving through time backwards. And the love of his life, I can't remember her name, is moving through life forwards. So they go like this and they just sort of cross in the middle and it's such a beautiful story. It has Brad Pitt and Cate Blanchett, who are my 2 favorite actors. If I had to choose 2, I would be very happy to settle on those 2. It is the most beautiful story, and honestly, I could watch it again and again and again, and I have, and actually I own the movie and one of my kids has stolen it. Now, I couldn't get through this whole tag video without mentioning some runners-up, honorable mentions, because, I like to cheat. I like to cheat on these tag videos, what can I say? Yeah, well, whatever. I love Anastasia. I love the way that this movie is done. The animation in it because it's so realistic. It's wonderful and it's a great story too, and it's got Meg Ryan and John Cusack and I love it. Heaven Can Wait is a very old movie and I love the story. I love it. It's so well done. It's Warren Beatty and Julie Christie and a whole cast of other people, and it's just such a sweet story and a beautiful movie. Mater's Tall Tales. This is a little collection of shorts based on Mater, who was in Cars. Now, I didn't care for Cars, but this is hysterical. Everything on here is so funny. Yeah, completely hilarious. I love all of the Star Trek movies. All of them. I really do. This is my most favorite. This is the new one that came out with Chris Pine. It is brilliant. And it's not brilliant because it's a brilliant movie. It's a really good movie. But it's brilliant because of what the people in the franchise took and did with it. They did a whole time travel thing, and that just opened up this entire world of possibilities for the whole story to go in a completely different direction with all new actors. I mean, what kind of a genius comes up with that? I love that. And I love this movie. I can watch this movie over and over. I mean, it's Star Trek. What else do I need to say? And lastly, this came very close to being on my top 10 list. It's Stardust. It's based on the Neil Gaiman book, and it is just the most wonderful movie. And I always forget that this is one of my favorites. So that is my top 10 most influential films. I loved doing this tag. I absolutely loved it because me and my family, we are all addicted to movies. I mean, so addicted. We talk movies, we quote movies. I'm not sure my family can get through a conversation without quoting 6, 8, 10 movies at a time. I'm always quoting Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and my husband has never gotten all the way through that movie without falling asleep. So we have a rule in our house that he is not allowed to quote that movie. He knows all the quotes because we all quote that movie, but he is not allowed to. I am not going to tag anyone specifically just because I don't know who's done the tag. But as always, this tag is so much fun to do. So if you haven't done it yet, please do it. And please let me know. So that's it for now. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair. You're gonna miss me everywhere. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.